Imagine this. A murder case. It seems totally closed. A sister is convicted, gets life in prison. Done deal, right?
Seems like it.
Then bam! 6 months down the line, this single anonymous handwritten note shows up, and it blows everything wide open.
It really does. It's the kind of thing that makes you question, well, everything you thought you knew about the truth in a case.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what we're digging into today, the really shocking, kind of unsettling twists in the Lily Bennett murder case.
Yeah, we're taking what looked like a straightforward story, a tragedy, but resolved and peeling back all these layers. New evidence, secrets, questions that just didn't get asked the first time around.
Long after the trial ended.
Right. And our mission here is really to show how this one private investigator, Travis Cole, refused to just, let this nagging doubt disappear.
Yeah.
How quickly that open and shut narrative just crumbled.
And as we unpack all this, you're going to see, right alongside us, just how fragile those first assumptions can be. How one persistent person can completely flip the script.
It's a huge reminder, isn't it, that sometimes the story everyone thinks is over. That's actually just the beginning.
Okay, so let's set the scene first. What did everyone believe initially?
Right. So the baseline tragedy. 22-year-old Lily Bennett. Her body is found, horrifyingly, in a suitcase at Pine Ridge Reservoir.
Awful.
Truly awful. And all the initial signs, the evidence presented at trial, it all pointed squarely at her sister, Emma.
So Emma gets convicted, life sentence, case closed. That's the official story.
That was the story.
Until
March 2023. So 6 months after the trial wraps up, this private investigator in Dayton, Ohio, Travis Cole, he gets a letter.
Just in the mail, anonymous.
Totally anonymous. Handwritten, no return address, nothing. Just these words. She didn't kill her sister. You looked in the wrong place. The truth is still buried. Ask about the ring.
Wow. I mean, PIs must get crank calls, weird tips all the time, right? Why did this one stick with Travis?
That's a really good point. And yeah, most would probably toss it. But Travis, he'd actually been peripherally involved earlier in the case, just looking into a few things.
Ah, okay. So he had some background.
Exactly. He had context. And something about this note, maybe the specific instruction, ask about the ring. It just felt different.
Okay.
Not like a hoax. It was a gut feeling, basically.
Yeah.
He felt he had to follow up.
And it's a good thing he did. So what's the first step? Ask about the ring. Does he go back to the evidence?
He goes back to the autopsy report first.
Okay.
And he finds something that honestly makes you kind of scratch your head about how it was missed, or dismissed rather.
Oh, was it?
Clear, circular bruising on Lily's left wrist, like really distinct. It looked like something had been forcibly, ripped off her hand.
Okay. But the police at the time?
They just noted it down as basically marks from handling the body after death, post-mortem artifact kind of thing.
But connect that to the note. Ask about the ring.
Precisely. Because Lily wore her mother's engagement ring every single day. It was hugely important to her after her parents died. People who knew her said she was never without it.
And it wasn't found with her body, right?
Never found. So you have bruising consistent with something being torn off her wrist, and this incredibly significant ring is missing. Suddenly that bruising looks a lot less like handling.
Yeah, suddenly it looks like evidence. So where was the ring?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Ah.
So armed with this, this new perspective, Travis decides he needs to physically go back to Pine Ridge Reservoir.
Months later. Did he really expect to find anything?
Probably not, but you have to check, right? He's meticulously searching the woods near where the suitcase was found. And then something catches his eye.
What?
It's a piece of fabric, kind of buried under leaves, weathered, a tattered red scarf.
Okay. Any significance?
Huge significance. It matched the description, perfectly matched photos of the scarf Lily was wearing the night she disappeared.
Whoa, okay, so he found the scarf. What then? Forensics.
Exactly. He gets it tested. And this is where the whole case just pivots dramatically.
They'll leave us hanging.
The forensics report comes back. 2 DNA profiles on that scarf.
Lily's, obviously.
Lily's, yes, as you'd expect. But also a second profile, a male profile.
A male profile, okay.
And crucially, critically, it was not Emma's DNA. Explicitly ruled out.
Hold on. So a man's DNA on Lily's scarf, found near the crime scene months later, And the sister is in prison for life.
That's the bombshell. Suddenly, you have concrete proof someone else was likely there. The initial investigation completely missed. It just fractures that original narrative.
That's okay to say. That's enormous. So what does Travis do now? He has male DNA, but no name.
Right. He knows he has to dig deeper, not just into the crime scene, but into Lily's life, her relationships, her connections. Who was she seeing? Who was she interacting with?
Was there any leads?
It took some digging, but yes.
Yeah.
He eventually uncovered something pretty disturbing. Turns out, Lily had been secretly seeing a man, someone named Ethan Greaves.
Ethan Greaves, okay. And the connection.
This is where it gets even more unsettling. Ethan wasn't just some random guy. He was a former patient from her psychology internship.
Oh, wow. That's complicated and potentially unethical.
Definitely raises flags. And the most incredible part, how Travis found out about this secret relationship.
How?
It was hidden in Lily's own diary.
Wait, the same diary they used in court, the one that helped convict Emma.
The very same one. It was almost like hidden in plain sight. There was a section, some pages had been ripped out, but someone, maybe Lily, had taped them carefully to the inside of the back cover.
And what did those pages say?
It was chilling. One entry read, "Ethan scares me sometimes," I told Emma. She said to cut it off, but I think it's too late.
Oh my God, I think it's too late. That just sends shivers down your spine, and Emma knew, or Lily told her.
According to that entry, Lily told Emma she was scared, and Emma advised her to end it. Which adds another layer of complexity, doesn't it?
It really does. So who was this Ethan Greaves? What did Travis find out about him?
Okay, so Ethan Greaves, he was 27, former military mechanic, and he had a documented history, diagnosed with borderline personality disorder and pretty significant anger management issues.
Any criminal record?
He had been arrested previously, stalking an ex-girlfriend, though it seems the charges were ultimately dropped.
But still, a pattern maybe. And the most shocking part of this
is that during Emma's entire trial, the investigation leading up to it, Ethan Greaves' name, never mentioned, never investigated, no connection made. He was a complete ghost in the official record.
How is that even possible? If Lily wrote about him, even in a hidden part of the diary?
It seems that hidden part was, well, missed. Or maybe deliberately concealed by someone, we don't know for sure. But discovering him now, it completely reframes the entire case against Emma.
Absolutely. You've got motive, maybe opportunity, a history of concerning behavior, and DNA evidence of an unknown male at the scene.
So the police had to act on this, right?
They couldn't ignore it. Based on everything Travis brought them, the autopsy review, the scarf, the DNA, the diary entry, Ethan Greaves, they officially reopened the Lily Bennett murder investigation in June 2023.
Okay, so the case is live again. What does this mean for Emma?
Well, her legal team immediately filed an appeal. They had grounds now, strong grounds. What was their argument?
Basically, that this new evidence pointed away from Emma as the killer. They argue that maybe Emma knew something, maybe she even helped cover something up afterwards.
Out of fear, maybe fear of Ethan.
That was the implication.
Yeah.
That she might have been scared into silence or helped dispose of the body under duress, but that she didn't actually commit the murder itself.
Okay, so appeal filed, investigation reopened into Ethan. It feels like we're finally heading towards some kind of truth, maybe?
You'd think so, but then the story takes one final, really tragic turn.
Oh no.
Just 2 weeks after the police reopened the case, focusing on him, Ethan Greaves was found dead.
Dead.
It was suicide. Found in a motel room.
Wow. Did he leave a note, an explanation, anything?
Nothing to explain his actions, his involvement, nothing. Which is incredibly frustrating from an investigative standpoint.
But did he leave anything else?
He did. One crucial, chilling item was left behind in that motel room, in a plastic evidence bag, almost like he intended it to be found. And it had been wiped clean.
Let me guess.
Lily's missing engagement ring.
Oh my God, the ring. Found with him after he kills himself, right when the investigation closes in, cleaned.
Exactly. It's almost a confession, but without any details. It ties him undeniably to Lily, to her death, probably to that bruising on her wrist. But it answers almost nothing else definitively.
So where does that leave everything? It's just hanging.
Pretty much.
It won't.
It leaves so many unanswered questions. Did Emma lie on the stand to protect herself or protect Lily's memory somehow? Or was she genuinely terrified of Ethan? Was she manipulated, coerced?
What was her actual level of involvement? Did she help move the body? Did she know more than she said?
We might never know the full truth now. With Ethan dead, the person who likely held all the answers is gone. But what is absolutely clear is that the initial conviction, the open and shut case, it wasn't the real story. not even close.
Well, Emma's still in prison.
She is. But her appeal is pending, and the grounds look much stronger now. Investigators, from what we understand, now believe Lily's final days were far more complex and, frankly, far more dangerous than anyone realized at first.
It's just incredible. We went from this seemingly solved, albeit tragic, family murder to this tangled mess of secrets, hidden relationships, fear, a potential wrongful conviction, all triggered by that one anonymous note.
And one PI who wouldn't let it go.
Yeah, it really makes you think, doesn't it? This whole deep dive started with a conviction. That felt like the end. But what does it really say about justice? About finding the truth?
Especially when that truth can stay hidden for so long, only to bubble up through these weird whispers, like an anonymous note, and then end so tragically with Ethan's suicide.
How do you ever really know? How can you be sure about guilt or innocence when the secrets run that deep and when the person who might hold the key just takes it with them, leaves you with a cleaned ring and silence?
It's a deeply unsettling thought to end on, isn't it? Makes you wonder how many other closed cases might just be waiting for that one loose thread to be pulled.